God counts even the hairs on your head. Now, for some of you, that's not a hard task at all. If you're old enough, or if you've studied history enough, you probably recall some rather famous words at the height of the Russian from Franklin Roosevelt. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. In many ways, the gospel is saying the same thing. As Christians, as those who believe in Jesus, as those who believe in the love of the Father that he reveals to us, what exactly are we to be afraid of? Now, fear, of course, is a normal instinct. I mean, let's be honest about it. As children, we got frightened a lot. We got frightened if there was a strange noise. We got frightened if there was a strange person. We got frightened of the dark. And what did we do? We ran to our mother, ran to our father, ran to their bedroom, disturbed them. Because why? They made us safe. Whatever it was that made us fearful, when we were with them, well, we were safe. Well, as adults, the same thing is true, only the Father now is God the Father. And when things frighten us, when things alarm us, when things disturb us, we need to run to our Father. And there we will be ultimately safe. But I think it's important to realize that that does not mean that whatever it was that frightens us is going to disappear. At Gethsemane, Jesus was frightened of what was awaiting him. So frightened, his sweat became drops of blood. That's fear, human fear. But what he said is, Father, let this pass from me, free me from this, but if it's your will be done. In any case, we get the strength to deal with whatever we have to deal with from our Father. And ultimately, we know we are in the hands of our Father, so ultimately nothing can get us. But a lot of things can get us in the short term, but nothing can get us in the long term. Nothing can get us that really counts ultimately. Nothing has over us. Nothing should be able to totally destroy us, totally unnerve us, totally make us lack in faith. So we run to our Father. And we ask him to help us. We ask us. And we ask him like Jesus did, would you let this go away, please? But sometimes it doesn't. Sickness doesn't. Arthritis, I want to tell you, doesn't. Death ultimately doesn't. Unfortunately, broken relationships don't. We can be very upset and frightened by the situation in our world or in our country, or the divisions or the angers that exist with so many people, so much hatred, so much prejudice, so much, a lot of times people are afraid these days to get together in a group for anything. Either going to get bombed or have a fire. Fearful. Cautious, unnerved, normal human reactions. But in all those circumstances, we turn to our Father and we say, Father, I'm in your hands. I know that I am safe. I know that I am protected. I know that ultimately my life is in your hands. Most of us, I'm sure, have a favorite prayer. I have a favorite prayer. It is a prayer from a somewhat strange monk who died in 1916 in the deserts of Algeria, named Charles de Foucauld. He's blessed Charles Foucauld. This is his prayer. It's called the Prayer of Abandonment. And it pretty well is in prayer form what I'm trying to tell you about or talk to you about today. Father, I abandon myself into your hands. Do with me what you will. Whatever you may do, I thank you. I am ready for all. I accept all. Let only your will be done in me and in all your creatures. Father, into your hands I commend my soul. I offer it to you with all the love of my heart. For I love you, Lord, and so need to give myself, to surrender myself into your hands without reserve and with boundless confidence. For you are my Father. Fear not.